Hi, this is Kelley with Xybix, and we are here at Dickson County Emergency Communications Center, and I have Shauna, the director of the center, with us, and we're going to chat with her a little bit about her overall project. So, Shauna, tell me a little bit about why you did what you did in terms of what sparked having to make this change.
So we had four positions. We have outgrown the four positions due to the growth in the community. So several years ago, previous director, we had discussed updating and adding additional consoles. Then we had a delay due to the pandemic. He left and then handed me the project and said, by the way, here's your console project. Had no idea what I was doing, but we needed additional stations.
So how did it come about, you meeting Xybix, and where did that start?
So the previous director had some discussions with you guys. We had some designs laid out. We went and looked at the furniture in other agencies. So we had you guys picked out. So I reached out to our account manager, and then went to the show in Ohio, which is where I met you and Kenny. I know I was a little lost puppy that day when I walked up. Had no idea what I was doing. But y'all took me under your wing and made this process super easy. Y'all never made me feel like any question was a silly question. I know there's been numerous phone calls between you and myself of just making sure everything was going to go the way that it was supposed to go.
So what did Xybix do for you? What kind of services did Xybix offer you during this project?
During this project, so initially we had a design already in mind. After some conversations, needing some different measurements of the room, I decided that there was something about the initial design that I just didn't feel like was what would keep us in the future, push us as far as we needed to go. So I had you and your designer and the account manager come out and just said, maximize my space. If we need to take cabinets out, if we need to take walls out, let's do what we have to do so we don't have to do this again. And Megan worked her magic, and we have 10 stations. Love the design. As soon as I got the design from Megan, I knew immediately that that was the design for us.
And what else did you do in the dispatch center besides the workstations?
So as a part of the process of updating the furniture, we had to redo the flooring as well. Because we had some water damage previously, and we just needed, while we had the room empty, we just went ahead and decided to redo the flooring as well.
One of the things that I did with you is I came out, we had a coordination meeting with everyone.
Yes.
So we had all your vendors involved.
Yes.
We had an electrician involved, and we kind of coordinate all that. So kind of explain how all that went.
So we had a meeting mid-afternoon that day. You were here. All the vendors were here. I was late getting here due to an emergency that was out of my control. So mentally, I was a little out of it. But when I walked in the room, everybody was already here. You were here. You handled everything with the vendors, made sure we had timelines set, provided me those timelines, and we stuck to those timelines. Everything went smooth. Every one of the vendors knew exactly what they were supposed to do, what day they were supposed to do it, when they were going to be here, and how they were going to accomplish that. With your help that day, they all knew where they were supposed to be and what they were supposed to do. So did I.
So one last question. If there was anything you could do different, would there be anything?
If there was anything I could do different, not really, because it went so smooth. So being a part of the process from the very beginning and going through all of it, there's not a whole lot that I would do different because everything went smooth. There's really not anything I would do any different that I can think of.
Well, I can tell you were a pleasure to work with, and it was a lot of fun working on your project, so I'm glad it was a success.
Yep, and I appreciate y'all's help. Y'all taking me under your wing and helping me get through this. This was my first big project that I had ever worked on. I sat under the headset for 11 years, so this was the first big project, and I'm ready to take on another one. I'm not quite sure what that'll be, but it was a fun project. It really was.
So, having gone through this process, what would you What advice would you give or tips would you give other directors when they're looking to take on a project like this?
Taking on a project like this, I think it's important to lean on your project manager, because your project manager knows the product in and out and can answer those questions. Also, don't be afraid to jump both feet in and go elbows and knees deep with your vendors, with your people, so that you understand how everything works, how the wires are run, how everything is done, because it's just important to know your furniture, your equipment, and all of the ins and outs of everything. And don't be afraid to ask questions, because if you don't know the answer, then if you don't ask it, you won't know it.
So Xybix is well aware that staffing is a big issue across the country, and we've offered you the chance to do a recruitment video as part of purchasing the furniture at no charge to you. So kind of walk us through that process and what we've been doing the last few days.
So initially, I think you and I were having a conversation, a phone call conversation, and you had mentioned that you guys were going to be in town and would like to do a recruitment video. I was shocked, like, wow, that's cool, a recruitment video for us. And so for the last few days, you guys have been out. We've gotten to capture the awesomeness in this room, because we have lots of awesomeness in this with these dispatchers, as well as being out in the field and going out and seeing, capturing some of the officers, the responders, the fire, and getting to see what they do in their vehicles, and they're showcasing them as well, because we take the call and that's who we talk to every day. So being able to showcase us as well as them has been just really amazing.
Well, I can tell you, you've got some beautiful country here, so it's been a pleasure being here and shooting the video with you.
I appreciate y'all coming out and doing this for us. It's been an amazing opportunity, and I appreciate everything you guys have done for us.
Thank you for watching this video. I hope you've learned a little more about what we do and the services we offer. If you have any questions, we're here to help.